Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I think previously we discussed Sunnah prayer and its importance. Now there's a question, what if you miss it? Are you allowed to make it up?
Okay. Missing a volunteer act can be redone. You can do it again. If you miss it for a valid reason.
Right.
Sickness, traveling, and you get distracted, slept. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من نام عن صلاة أو نسيها فليصليها إذا ذكرها. If you overslept or you forgot a prayer, you pray it when you remember it. And that applied to obligatory and to a volunteer prayer because it's general statement from the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. Also النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said من نام عن وتره في الليل فليصليه إذا قام. If you overslept and you missed the witr, you pray it when you wake up. Also, Aisha radiallahu reported that the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam missed the witr. He missed sallallahu alayhi wasallam one time the night prayer, and he made it up later on. Also, there is another hadith of Tirmidhi, I think, that the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam missed the Sunnah Dhuhr prayer, and he made it later on. And also, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam in one of the hadith, he said, if you miss Sunnat al-Fajr, you can make it up. You salliha ba'da salat, you pray it after salah. So there is plenty of narrations. Also there is another hadith, man nama an wirdihi, whoever overslept and did not read his wird, the amount of Quran that he reads every night. So he should read it when he remembers. So not only restricted to the salah only, but any volunteer act that you missed and you are in the habit of doing it, you can make it up later on. But if you missed it because you didn't think about it, you're not used to it, I'm not used to pray, for example, 2 rak'ah after Maghrib. That's not my habit. And after Isha, I said, you know what, I would like to pray the Sunnat al-Maghrib. No, you cannot, because the time is finished. But I'm always praying the 2 rak'ah of Maghrib, but that day I forgot. I got distracted, I had to drive. I can make it up later on when I remember it and when I have the chance to do it. And that's from the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's basically the rule in regard to missing salah and making it up if it's a volunteer prayer.
So one thing here, you pointed out something that I think is important here is when you got used to certain voluntary acts, it's like, it would become as if it's an expectation of you, right? Like when you say man nama an wirdihi, al-wird is usually reciting the Quran or certain adhkar that you do, right? Other than the prayer, right?
Yeah.
So that means if a person was used to reading one juz of the Quran every day, and that one day he got so busy couldn't read it. So do you think he should do 2 juz the next day?
Yeah, he should do 2 juz in the next day to make it up, or during the daytime,
right,
whenever he can.
But if he doesn't,
it's recommended.
I know it's recommended,
it's
but
it's not sinful. He's not sinful for leaving it or not making it up.
Would it be like
it just
إن الله لا يمل حتى تمل, right?
That's
Allah says,
that's in a dua. But the point here, Allah giving you another chance not to miss that reward.
Not just dua, right? I mean, doing the good deeds that,
the hadith came with dua in regard to dua.
The hadith is, افعلوا من ما تطيقون فإن الله لا يمل حتى تمل, right? أو خير الأعمال أدومها وأقل, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it was in the context of the dua, but does it mean that it becomes where you're really...
You don't give up, you don't hasten the answers in dua.
Yeah.
And if you became like bothered by how many times you have to repeat it, or like burdened by it, or you bored by asking for it so many times.
Okay.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will leave you for yourself. But the point here, I think what it's important is to Allah giving you another chance not to miss that good deeds. So you can make it up, and if you can't,
So
Or you
what
missed
I
it.
mean here is when you reach a certain level of your connection with Allah, relationship, you really don't want to jeopardize that.
Yeah.
You want to continue going up rather than
Yes. That's why Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when he used to do something, he will continue doing it. Even if he does it, like one time, he will continue doing it because he doesn't want to cut a habit of a good deed.
that's a very good point.
Yeah.
That's a very
Sallallahu
good
Alaihi
point.
Wasallam. Yeah.
Right.
كان إذا عمل عملا صالحا
So
استمر
it should be
عليه.
where our relationship with Allah is dynamic and progressive. It's like going up. It should always be going up, and not make it where you will go down. But
Yeah. See, this is how it works. You either going up or going down. You don't stay in the same level. That's impossible.
sometimes there are times where in Ramadan you do so much.
So you go
After
up,
Ramadan you don't.
and you go down, then you go up, then you go down, and you go up, and you go. But you have continuously moving to one of the two directions.
So
what
the
do you need?
overall story of your life is that you are moving up towards Allah subhanahu
Yes.
wa ta'ala. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the good way to put it.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect
Jazakallah
us, ya
khair.
Rab. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you. Barakallah fi. I was just trying to understand for myself.
No,
actually,
you're
because
good. Excellent. Excellent. Jazakallah khair.
These thoughts come when you're answering a
Alhamdulillah.
question.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you.